In an attempt to avoid this video turning into an incoherent rage spiral, I've written something that I'd like to read. Hopefully this keeps me from degenerating into a shrieking harpy swearing at the camera, like the other times I try to record this, but we'll see. This video is about gay rights. I don't normally make these kinds of videos figuring that others are doing serious videos and doing them better than I can, but I've finally had enough. It angers and sickens me that in this day and age we're voting on human rights. Do you get it? We're voting on human rights. And why? Why is it an issue? Most religions teach people it's wrong to be gay. Even ones preaching tolerance say it's wrong to be gay. I know people who are as liberal as they come. They have a live and let live approach to homosexuality until the issue of gay marriage comes up. They can't tell you why gays shouldn't have the same rights as straight couples. They just feel like it's wrong. Okay, I said I don't normally make these types of vids because others do it better, but I think that's part of the problem. On issues like this, we need everyone's voice. We need to hold people accountable to their bullshit, and it is bullshit. Some people might say that it's just YouTube, that Happy Cabby made the apology vid because he didn't want to hurt or offend people in his real life. But you know what? Fuck that. In cases like this, YouTube is real life. His YouTube vid affected his real life friends that he didn't want to offend. His friends' bigoted bullshit affected his real life actions and made him upload an apology video. Side note, I'm going to go off script here for a minute, which I probably shouldn't do. The only fight I've ever been in my entire life was against a cowboy who followed my gay friend out of the bar, and he yelled at my friend. He was like, "Are you a fucking faggot?" My friend was so drunk, he didn't even realize that someone had followed him out of the bar. My friend also had to go in for shoulder surgery because he dislocated it so badly it required surgery, and he had his arm was in a sling, and he was walking away and didn't even realize what was happening. And when the guy yelled, "Are you a fucking faggot?" I jumped right in front of him. I'm like, what does it matter if he is gay? Because I'm going to kick his ass, that's why, because it's wrong. I was so livid. I didn't even care what happened to me. I just jumped right in fucking front of him. And I had to get physical with him to keep trying to separate him from my friend, who walked away and didn't even know. And it just pissed me off so much that this is still fucking going on. So don't even go on to tell me that it's just YouTube. This is fucking real life, and it's because people get away with shit like that it bleeds off everywhere. It's everywhere, and you can't compartmentalize things. You can't say that it's just a video, because it's not just a video. Deep breaths. Okay. We pander to these bigots all the time. We do it by not standing up to them when we have the chance. We do it by not educating them when conversations come up in real life because we don't want to get into it then, or we don't want to offend them. But where does that get us? It gets us into society that gives people rights and then snatches them away. Also, people won't be offended. Well, in response to you being offended, please listen closely. Fuck you. I am so tired of living in a world where people I love are hurt because they're looked down upon as dirty or wrong because your loving God says they're wrong. I'm so tired of living in a world where LGBT rights are being voted on and discussed as if there's anything to discuss. I'm tired of conversations about gay marriage degenerating into, well, where does it end? First you let them marry each other, and then a man wants to marry his horse or a dog or a 4-year-old. Gay marriage is not about pedophilia, bestiality, or any other disgusting variation your tiny little bigoted mind can conjure up to avoid discussing the real issue, that it's people marrying people. Why the fuck are we still voting about whether or not it should be right? It should be a given. And why do you care about offending a bigot? Why do you want to be friends with someone who is trying their best to subjugate millions of people all in the name of religious bullshit and intolerance? I realize it isn't all religious people, but the majority of them are. If instead of giving in to these people so as not to offend them, if we said, no, you are wrong, and here's why, then maybe we'd be a little bit further ahead, and not just with gay rights. Why are people so against stem cell research? The religious indoctrination is so pervasive that people might not know why they're against it. They just feel that it's innately wrong. Same as they see gay marriage. There's literally no fucking reason why either are wrong. How much further might we be to curing diseases if those opposed to stem cell research hadn't imposed such stringent limitations on them researching it? Why the flaming fuck is that being discussed and not a given? We need to stop letting these bigots get away with their bullshit. We need to stop letting their feelings get in the way of actions we know to be right. I get that some religious people are for gay marriage. Good. If you're looking for a pat on the head for not being an intolerant asshole, you're not going to find it here. To borrow Chris Rock's low expectation having motherfucker bit, you're not supposed to be an intolerant bigot. It's not about fighting for what you perceive to be good or bad. It's about fighting for what's right. I don't care about your offense. I don't care about your feelings. Your feelings in this case aren't even fucking valid. You're offended because your God says it's wrong for people to be gay. You're offended because you're pretty sure that gays shouldn't have the same rights as straight people. The people you're hurting are offended because you, real people, are imposing your beliefs onto them and it affects their fundamental human rights. Do you see the difference? You're offended by something nebulous. They're offended by something very fucking real. All it would take for you not to be offended is to change your mind. Sadly, for LGBTs, it isn't that simple. Your ideas are affecting their reality, and not just when it comes to marriage. A legislation doesn't have to be changed or passed when it comes to you changing your belief system. Yet you're the ones whining about how oppressed you are. Fuck you. I say there, but really it's our. I came out in November as a bisexual woman. We need to own who we really are. We need to stand up for what's right. We need to hold our friends and family accountable. Sometimes something doesn't sink in until it hits close to home. Maybe we need to turn our backs on our friends if they believe that human rights are something that should be for some and not for all. Maybe that's what it will take for them to see that we're people. Not gay, bi, lesbian, or transgender. That we're people.